Raining cats and dogs? Oh, I'm scraping barnyard over there, and I just got a quick downpour here, and I stopped for a little while. Wet dog, nothing like a wet dog sometimes. So anyway, so there was comments about these PAPS signs I got here in the shop, and a little story behind those. First of all, it's kind of my favorite beer, even though I don't really drink that much. It's just, if I had a choice, I would drink Pabst. But anyway, I did a carving for a guy and his wife of their last name in our hometown here. You know, we agreed on a price, and we delivered it and helped set her up in her garden area there by her house. And then her husband was trying to, so he was a collector of all these type of things, not just Pabst. It was all this type of stuff, you know, different beer signs and you know, just all that vintage type stuff. Anyway, he thought maybe I'd be interested. He wanted to do like a trade. So we ended up coming to an agreement on a couple of these signs. And I didn't really set out looking for them, but he came home with these signs, and then I got the one on this switch. Actually, this is the switch for my chop saw, but it works for this too. So I can just put that switch on, lights up. The other one, there's actually an outlet behind the compressor here, but I might have to rig something up so I can put them both on that same switch. Just have to put another box somewhere over here. That's not that hard to do, but they're kind of cool. This one actually buzzes, if you can hear it. And this just happened to be, so I thought when I brought them home, I thought, well, I better just hang them up right away so they don't get broke, you know, because I don't even know what's inside those. They're kind of like made out of some sort of plastic, but what I'd like to get is one of the big ones that they hung outside the bars, you know, like those things that are like a 4x4, almost like a yard light, you know, kind of cool. You know, more of a history type style. They got a pretty psychedelic logo there. So that's the story behind the PAP. So at night, if you just had these things on, they actually, you know, they really pop out there. There you have it. That's the dog days of summer. And another thing is a lot of comments about what these pictures are all about that are up here in the shop. And this is all just kind of history through the 30 some years we've been here, of places we've been and things we've done. And just kind of, instead of in a photo album, they're out here where you can all see them. Some of them of the trip we took it to Switzerland, to my wife's family's home country, and some old pictures of the farm, you know, years ago, you know, stuff like that. Some awards I got for milk, a farm where we both grew up here. Some of these you might have seen in other videos too. Here we're doing some concrete work in the barn, you know, one of the earlier dogs we've had back in the day, but good idea. We got this idea from, we had a dairy breakfast here. So it started with a dairy breakfast. We had them on a chunk of plywood, a bunch of history photos and stuff, kind of how we put this place together way back when we done the first dairy breakfast in 2005. And then we've been adding to it. And I got this idea, instead of throwing them in a drawer someplace in the house, we put them up on the wall. But you know, most of it's some of the personal things that we've been up to, and then, like I said, just different places we've been, and it makes a good conversation piece. And it's endless. Our slate to add more is endless. So someday my children could probably add more to it besides. So there you have it. Little something going on in the shop here. So I see now the rain has stopped again. It's rained, I think it went on and off like 6 or 7 times this morning already, where I'm like, I could maybe do something, and I get started and it starts raining again. So there you have it.